We got like 10 people watching the meeting. Okay, ready.
Got 2 more minutes. That's fast.
Okay.
So 6:58 computer time, so in case somebody else wants to come
He's had a
in,
meeting.
want to start the meeting 2 minutes beforehand.
A lot of trucks up there, what's going on?
Man, I saw it right away.
No, they pulled out a lot of logs though.
So,
Yeah, they were, I talked to Waterworks, it's thinning all the trees up.
It looks like they have this one, you go down a way, it's just before you hit like the canyon line, it's just like completely cleared out,
They,
yeah.
they did that all off of Raymond Road, way up in the woods, it's harvesting the pine too, to frame
Oh,
it up.
really? They're not building that.
Fungus or whatever it is, it's some kind of.
The red
disease.
pine?
Yeah,
An alder beetle or whatever it is?
yeah, it's gonna be something.
How you doing? I'm pretty good. Come along.
Yeah, well, wait,
Oh.
no, okay, the best way to go.
Oh.
Yeah, just did tomorrow, do a little bit of work.
So it's,
You're not
It's all
building
ready to go, huh?
no,
I just gotta
it's
get
all
ready.
My son will be happy. He has his nice car. He goes the dairy way.
I
Go over to
you
the-
kind of deter people, you know, when there's another way here, go the other way till we get done.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
you lose a lot of
I mean, I
time
could
here.
like try it if I got a stop.
Every time somebody goes through,
Oh, yeah,
it eats up a lot of time.
That's what
There's
when
a
they're doing a
million
road
spruce
project
trees
and they
out
can,
there.
like a bridge.
Yeah, shut it down.
Now they're free,
Turn them on.
All day long.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
you don't have to have traffic.
No, in the morning comes the buses, and in the afternoon comes the buses,
Oh.
and it's so between 10 and 1, and then it's.
No, it's got, and that's a busy road, that's not, it's like
Well, today
a
they
side
should put
road.
the road down there.
Everybody go, I take that.
You might want to be setting yourself, where are we going?
Not everyone.
Not everyone, you get over that.
Yeah.
We have a nice spot.
Is Canyon Road in Chester?
Yeah, it's Canyon Road that connects with eventually.
Okay, folks, it's 7 o'clock, so first order of business, let's stand and do the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so first order of business, I'd like to make a motion to seal the minutes from the non-public. Did you get that?
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, you're gonna make the motion? Yes.
No, I made the motion, you
Okay, I'll
second.
second that, all right.
Okay, so
I
minutes
thought
are
he asked me
sealed.
to make the motion.
And we did the public, okay, so we did the pledge of allegiance. Okay, Mickey, there's minutes from our last public session.
Okay,
It was on September 8th.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of September 8th, 2020.
Okay, and I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
We didn't have, oh no, we didn't. have-
Chief, we're up to you, young man.
Okay, we have some community events starting to happen like a little bit again. We're having a trunk or treat on the 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Safety Center parking lot. It'll be like this year Melissa's and Parks and Rec have worked together and they're trying to change it around.
Kind of like a drive-through.
Drive-through, the kids would just drive through the different little stations for each car that has a little display thing.
Yep.
So that should be
And
all right.
trick or treat is what, 1 to 4 or something?
Trick or treat is 1 to 4. That's
Okay,
been
same day.
kind of a big deal, I guess, apparently, and I didn't realize it was that popular a thing, but it is. So, 1 to 4 on the 31st. We're also doing our Citizens Academy right now. It's on Thursday evenings, right, 6 to 8? 6 to 8, and we've had 2 sessions already. It's been pretty good. Yep, and so they've done, I think, car stops and motor vehicle enforcement, and then defensive tactics, and I think this week is taser and canine operations.
Oh, so you're looking for a volunteer for taser?
Yeah, Steve Cranch, I think, has volunteered to be taser. So that should be pretty good. People are having a good time with the thing. We've gotten all the good reviews from we haven't filled out a survey at the end.
Fantastic, that's a good public,
Yeah, they're going great.
public program.
Yeah, there's also the 24th of October, the drug take back, right? We got some supplies from them today for that.
So what, the police station will be open to take in?
To take in any drugs, and then we take them in the next Monday, the DEA takes them, we take them to the hour and they
Yeah.
store them.
And anybody that's watching the program here, or the film, I just want to let them know that you can also come in anytime in the lobby at the safety complex, and there's a steel vault there, and you can slide it through the slot, and it's tamper-proof, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be just this Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, the Saturday that you alluded to.
Right. And I think that's all I got for this month, so.
Any questions?
Pretty short for the
No?
budget.
Okay, and Chip, you're next.
Okay, typical month for us. 11 arrests for the month of September, 897 calls for service, which is on par. Actually have some crime we're investigating.
So we got a spate of mailbox smashings.
Oh,
So we got mailboxes, they got lamp posts,
Boy,
investigations is working on that. We've had some catalytic converter thefts, so I guess what's old is what's new. It was a thing, a few years ago, but it's coming back. I don't know if they still have platinum within them.
yeah, they're valuable.
But people under there with sawzalls and.
Yeah, so you're gonna start your car the next month?
Yeah, it sounds like a truck.
It's not funny, but,
So we're working on that.
I mean, how many?
It was just recently in one of the industrial parks, they took a whole bunch of them.
oh, really?
Yeah, we put a bunch of businesses up there.
There's only a select few people that buy those, you know, my son owns a muffler shop.
Right.
And he has a guy that comes up from Massachusetts and he pays him cash for all the cattle.
Yeah, we're looking at them. So,
Use
so we've got some leads on that, just from area, departments.
Yeah.
Just working together.
Has anybody else had that kind of,
I haven't
crime?
seen anything in the newspaper. Usually there's a little blurb from some agents here. We get something
Yeah,
in the emails about, being on.
so nothing going on much.
Yeah, so we've had a couple involuntary emergency admissions. I don't know if it's the COVID stuff is just getting on people's nerves, but we've had to take them to the hospital for mental evals.
Yeah,
So that's, we had actually two in, a couple week period, which is unusual.
yeah, probably financial worries too, if they're up.
Yeah, that wasn't Steve, just saying. In concert with that, we've had 11 arrests, everything from typical DWIs to drugs. We had 229 car stops, and then 37 reports that we've either taken or found reason to open investigations on. But just same old activity, other than the converters. And on the 11th of September, we had that unfortunate fisherman that
Yeah,
we found deceased in the lake. So,
as the mailbox vandalism and the lamp, outside lamp, vandalism happening in one neighborhood or in?
it's actually spread out a little bit.
Okay.
Varying neighborhoods.
Oh,
Could be the same people, just tooling around, having a good time.
yeah. Okay. Any questions?
On the cruises, the motorcycle,
Yeah.
we don't use that much, or is
The
that?
last couple of months, we have not, because we've been short-handed an officer as well, so usually we would have 2 officers on during the day and they didn't use it. Now we're down to usually 1, because we're missing a guy.
Yeah.
We do have one of the younger officers is interested in going to the school next year to
Yeah.
be certified. He's at the academy now, so he's looking at trying
Do
to
we,
get another operator.
what do we lease that for, a couple of years, or?
Well, we're working on, that's gonna come up in the budget.
Yeah.
We think, we're gonna try to change, it, or we might just try to purchase the particular motorcycle we have, and after 3 or 4 years, we just own it, and then have to just pay the maintenance.
Have you considered not having it at all?
We have, but,
Okay.
it still gets, it's pretty good PR stuff for us, good, it's good in the neighborhoods when we can get it out, when we get an operator for
Now
it.
that mileage, was that brand new starting in 2019, right? When did we get that
Yeah.
motorcycle?
Yes.
Brand new, right?
Yes,
So we've only put 759 miles?
783.
783.
Yeah, 783, yeah, okay. Only 24 this last month.
Right,
Right, now who's, only one person is certified for that?
yeah.
Calvin.
Detective
Calvin, yeah.
He's been doing the detective thing.
Yeah, so he doesn't have time to ride the bike, but, oh, okay, well, we'll wait for the budget on that. Anything else?
No, it would make sense, we're not gonna put many miles on it, don't we? Because we can have that thing for 10 years at that pace. And
Right.
Yeah. All right, and no other questions? Okay, excellent. Steve, how are you?
Not too bad, I have myself.
Yeah, very good, thank you. So, neighborhood watch now, looks like we're getting a little action.
Yeah, we've got some new group leaders, and I think Melissa's working on setting up some reports to start going out pretty soon.
Get some communication.
Yeah, she's gonna send me some examples of some stuff and send it out to the group leaders, take a look at it.
Now, it doesn't necessarily have to email, right? It's gonna be more like social media type stuff.
Right, yeah.
As
both-
opposed
both,
to, yeah.
mixture of
Well,
both.
we should definitely get something out to the group between now and, I know I said it before, but it'd be nice to have a little blip to let them know that, hey, this thing is still alive.
Yeah, people like that, they enjoy it.
Yeah, well, it makes them know that the neighborhood watch is still alive
Mhm.
and still, it's still functioning.
Right,
Right, I think when we had our meeting, that was the approach, we're gonna take both both emails and like Twitter, so we do both at
Yeah.
the same time. So that way we reach more
Yeah.
people, the younger people, and
Mhm.
people just have emails. So that was
Fantastic.
all right.
Yeah. Anything else, Steve?
Nope, that's about it.
You got any questions for Steve? Okay, thank you, Steve. Okay, why don't we wait for the evaluations until Dennis comes in, and by the way, Dennis should be here in like in half an hour. He had a meeting in Rye at 6:30, he was first on the agenda, and he said he'd boogie over here. So we'll save the evaluation so he can look them over, so we can get all three signatures and approvals on that. And why don't we, move ahead and, start the budget, I guess?
We talk about the cameras first, is that?
Will you deal with the ex-chief of Manchester?
No, no. So, we've been doing a lot, it's a lot more to it than you actually realize about these body cam things. We've been doing a little bit of research.
Yeah.
Me and Chip. There's a lot more to it than just getting the cameras and putting them on.
Oh, no, I know.
And we talked to the selectmen, I think, once about it, and they kind of indicated they were looking for us to do the system that you wouldn't have to continue to pay for a cloud server every year. That's the big cost, I guess.
Yeah, you got it, yeah, to have it on the cloud.
Yeah, and most of them, we had quotes from 4 or 5 different places. A lot of them, the cost, this is the last one we came up with from Telmac. Who do they use? Is it, what company makes?
It's called Axis,
Axis
not to be
makes,
confused with Taser, but it's.
yeah, makes the cameras.
Yeah.
But their system allows for a separate hard drive. at
Oh,
your police
within
department.
the unit itself.
Within the police department.
Oh,
So you
okay.
You would bring your cameras in, drop it into a charger, that would load it down to the hard drive in your building. It doesn't go anywhere else, it stays there. And then if you have that hard drive automatically deletes them at the proper time, it needs to be deleted and everything.
Yeah, so
So it doesn't go to the cloud.
each unit has its own little hard drive.
Right. So the
Comes in,
cost
puts it
there-
in a docking station, and then it's downloaded into a master hard
Right.
drive.
So the cost is a little bit more upfront, but you don't have to pay every year. So like one of the proposals I had, I think was 17,000, but you had to pay another 7 every year.
For maintenance
For the
fees.
cloud storage.
Yeah, mhm.
So that you know, it's past this in 1 year.
Yeah.
This one, you'd have your own little self-contained.
Now, you got areas of town that you'd have blips in your internet coverage,
Well,
actually,
this,
when
you don't need the internet, the camera saves everything on it,
Yeah,
and when you go to the police station,
Oh.
you drop it in a little charger, and that
oh, and then it goes to the cloud.
And that down,
No cloud,
No
Dave.
cloud.
No cloud.
goes right to our computer.
On this new, the system you're talking about.
This is
right.
the best one we could come up. we
I'm
came
saying
up
if you
with.
had the cloud one, you're gonna have some areas that you don't have internet in town.
You
So,
could still work them the same way, they still make them that they save the data on.
they save it, then when
and
you
then
get, it's like a text message on your
Exactly,
phone,
right,
yeah.
then it goes.
You don't have service, but when you get the service, the text goes through.
Right, this one does have the ability
Yeah, we could update it.
eventually to update when the cloud service comes down in cost,
Yep,
to switch to that.
mm-hmm,
And there is some advantages to that where they manage the software and everything else for you,
Yeah.
and it
now,
works a little better.
this is being brand new, and the governor, go ahead and talk about this till July 1st, at least for state police. Is there any funding under, anything to do with the Virus Act or the CARES Act, or any kind of funding that we
No.
could take advantage of this?
Not that we could find, there will be eventually, I'm sure, but this is gonna go like a national thing, right? Everyone's gonna want,
Yeah.
to have to get these cameras.
Mm-hmm,
What we're looking at is, this year, we will have probably $40,000 in surplus by the time we're done.
Yeah.
A lot of that was because of the COVID
yeah,
thing, because we were able to get some of our overtime and stuff paid for,
mm-hmm,
through that.
Yeah.
Some of our equipment was paid for through that.
Yeah.
So there was actually some savings for cost of equipment.
yep,
We're looking probably to talk to the selectmen, we'll make a little presentation to them about having them just pay for it out of our leftover money this year.
or you also can take 10% of the 150,000 from the fund
We've
that
already,
we,
we've already used some of that money. We've used that to buy rifle sights and,
oh, you mean the 15 for this year?
Camera for the building, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you mean the 15 for this year's
Yeah,
washed
we've
up?
already used.
Okay, so you'd have to take it out of there, but you don't have any other, wish list items that we've had in the past, like computers, 10 or 12,000 that we use our leftover money last year to buy?
This is something that the town's gonna have to do, there's not gonna be a choice, it's gonna be mandated
Yeah.
probably eventually by law, so we're trying to get a system that we like
Yeah,
before a different one is jammed
Yeah.
down our throats. And this is a pretty reasonable cost If it's a one-time deal, again, obviously you can upgrade it later on down the road, you can add cameras to it, you can, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Would be for 12 cameras and the charger stations for them. You could add actually more because there's 2 8-bay stations, you could add up to 16, so you'd have 16 cameras. But right now we'd have 12, we figured one for each full-time
Yeah.
officer, and then the part-timers would share 2.
cause you'd never have more than 2 part-timers on.
Probably not.
At a
If
time.
not, they could borrow mine.
Yep,
And it comes with all the mounts, the mounting packets and all the software and the hard drive and the cables and the installation. So this is everything to get you running, to get it going, which is a pretty reasonable price.
Yeah.
The Chip did some pretty good work looking around, for
Yeah.
this stuff.
well, I'd certainly be in favor to see if you do have 40,000 left over, would be great if the selectmen approved that. That way, we'd still have some left over in our budget and give back to the town, and you wouldn't have to budget this going forward into 2021 or into 2022.
But that's what they think, so I'll probably talk to the selectmen at one of the next meetings, and, we'll have a little presentation where we'll bring them the camera, show them the stuff. And
Yeah, you could bring it in and show them what it looks like and
what it
stuff.
looks like and stuff.
Their training program that the officers are gonna have to go through to understand it and all that. Will a security company put that
It's
training?
pretty, our guys are using it now, we've got one to test,
Oh,
so we've been using it.
sharing it around, pretty simple, I
It's
guess,
pretty simple.
once you get it mounted up.
Press the button.
Yeah.
That's it. It's pretty easy.
All the batteries, everything are right in it?
Battery lasts 12
Oh,
hours.
lithium battery?
Yeah, it lasts 12 hours.
12 hours,
Oh,
yeah.
so then you put that in a charging station when you get back.
Is it on all the time, or you?
It runs like a 2-minute, right, whatever it runs?
Yeah, you can turn it on and off, so
Okay.
certain encounters, you're supposed to
Yeah,
have it
it
on
was-
the whole time.
You're riding around, but you don't.
Yeah,
do
no,
that.
it's not on, just routine.
So-
It's actually stipulated in the state law that you don't do that, so.
Oh.
You've seen some news articles that say that the body cam was not activated, and, there's been a few of those. So if you leave it off and you go to a scene of a crime and you're excited, and things are going on down, you may forget to press it on, and people say, oh, you did it on purpose,
We'll probably adopt a policy. Goffstown has a really good one. We'll probably adopt a similar policy to theirs. It's a CALIA stand. It's
Goffstown has
standards.
cameras?
So we're not just gonna throw them out there. We'll have a policy and how to
Yeah.
use them, and when to use them,
Yeah,
and everything else.
you're gonna need an SOP on that,
Yeah.
just on cameras, body cameras, yeah. Yeah,
We've got a good warranty, 12 months, so.
Yeah, and they're pretty durable looking and everything, they work pretty,
Yeah.
the guys really like this particular one, it works
Good.
really clearly at night, and that's what most of them.
Waterproof and all this?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, that was that.
Alright, so you're gonna pursue that, and by next meeting,
We'll be able to.
you'll be able to know what's
kinda
going on
update
with
you
that.
what's going on with that.
Okay,
Excellent.
alright,
And we'll move on, I guess, to the budget.
okay.
You guys wanna do like we normally do, just go through each.
We'll go through each line,
Each line?
and then we'll approve each line. I mean, or disapprove, whatever,
Sure. Yeah.
okay?
Okay. So we started with the grant patrols, the DWI grant patrol.
Yep.
Was 5,000 last year, we're asking for level funding for that. We've actually used it more recently, last month or so, and I think this last month, if you look, we've had like 5 DWI arrests. But it's really kind of actually been picking up. And again, we're not sure what the story is, if people just having enough with being home and stuff.
Yeah,
But it has picked up more than last year.
more than when we started the pandemic in March, there was
Oh, yeah.
a big
Yeah.
reduction in cars on the road.
Yeah, it's.
People are getting answered,
I
yeah.
think so. So we're asking for level funding, and it does provide a valuable service to town. Some of the money is reimbursed by the state, but not all of it.
Mhm.
You know.
Okay, so, any discussion? I'll make a motion, line 150-1, DWI grant patrols, $5,000.
I'll second that.
Second? Okay,
Aye.
approved, yeah, okay, there you go.
Selective traffic controls, radar patrols, and, like the phone patrols, what are they calling, hands-free, drive, the.
Yeah, is that reimbursable from?
Some of it is, but not
Some.
all.
Okay.
It depends on the level of activity. We've used quite a bit of it this year. I think we've got a little bit left, but we'll use that up around by the holidays, and it'll be gone by the end of the year. So
Yeah.
we're asking the same thing, level fund.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Nope, nothing.
I'll make a motion, line 150-2, selective traffic control, I'll move that line at 4,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Alright, so the next one is police witness fees, which you see we really haven't used much. but the courts have been closed.
Yeah.
So there's been no real live hearings where officers are required.
Yeah.
We're asking to keep it level funded. If it doesn't get used again next year, we can maybe look at making an adjustment to get it down a little bit.
Used to be 6,000 when I first started on
Yeah.
the commission, so we've
Normally
reduced it quite a bit.
Normally we would use the 2,000.
And our prosecutor has saved us a lot of witness fees as well, because he pleads down a lot of cases and, you know, gets guilty pleas, and we don't have to pay the labor for the policeman to be there, so. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, line 153, police witness fees, I'll make a motion, move that line to 2,000.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
The next one is an easy one, PD, OHRV, that's in case we do get a grant. Fishing
Right.
game rotates when you
Yeah,
get
but
the
for
grants.
5 years.
You have to have the line
Yeah.
open to accept them.
all right, I'll move line 150-4, OHRV for $1.
Second that.
Okay.
Uniforms was 9,400, I think we'll do this one for Dennis, we missed it. We rounded it down to 9,000,
For Dennis,
maybe.
all right, we'll have to bring that up when he gets here. Any questions on
It's because
uniform?
because we eliminated a part-time officer. So we went from, she's saying we
Oh.
went from 7 officers to 6
Oh.
on the roster, so it's.
But if we hire another part-timer, are you thinking about that?
So we're asking for 9,000.
9,000?
94, or do you have 90?
9,000.
9,000, a reduction of
Minus
400. Okay, any questions? Okay, I'll move 290-1 uniforms, $9,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
The next is computer services, which is kind of a big one. It's $23,100. Lil's been talking to our computer guy, Brian, and he's really pretty good with everything, and I think we were asking again for level funded. It says IMC increased their fees,
yeah,
and we've decreased some other equipment that we wouldn't need again, you know, it's the one
Yeah.
thing. So we're asking for the same, $23,100.
Okay.
any questions?
Nope.
Okay, line 340-1, computer services, I'll move that line at 23,100.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Custodial service,
Mm-hmm.
we're asking for the level funded. We did, the cleaner is expanding to clean the training room, and I think it says, clean training room weeklies, because she won't.
I think that was pushing it to you.
Yeah,
We're
so she'll be cleaning up the training what she didn't do before.
Right, she's doing more square footage, anyway you look
The
at it.
town is gonna pay her?
We have been paying for it.
Oh, okay,
Because it's not open to the public quite as much, and she's
Yeah.
not doing it
Okay.
really like she was
Sure.
with the
oh,
Girl
could you
Scouts.
use her for other places
No,
besides?
actually, she only does your building.
Oh, but she does the
We
room
hired
next door,
her.
which is
We were
your,
paying for the hallway
yeah,
and the safety.
and that's it,
And the bathrooms.
oh, okay, yeah,
But she said she'll burnish a couple times less, and she's only going in there right now, maybe once a month.
okay.
Tidy
Great.
up the
She's
bathrooms,
pretty,
yeah.
she's pretty clean.
Jesus, I haven't seen much of an increase on this line in years, we're
Yeah.
lucky.
She's,
Okay.
She's nice. So we're asking for
You
the
okay
same.
with that?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, 360-1, custodial services, I'll move that line at 7120.
and I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Medical services, we're asking for that to say at 1,200, and that's for all our medical related equipment like Narcan and the bandages we use and,
Not testing, right?
no, it involves, blood testing for DWIs.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And we used it this year for Matt, our new guy.
okay.
We use it for Matt to get a physical or for a psych test. We're
Oh.
not doing a line.
Oh, okay,
So we'll keep asking to keep that level at 1,200.
yeah. Okay, 370-1, medical services, I'll move that line at 1,200.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
The prosecutor, he's not asking for any kind of increase this year, so we're
Yep.
going to keep that level funded at 20,000.
He's been good.
yeah, yeah, okay.
He hasn't done anything, right?
He's pleased it all out. They still do like a Zoom thing,
Oh.
like Zoom hearings, and they do their pre-trial hearings, and if they can resolve, they're actually kind of, the board really is trying to push to resolve most
Yeah.
stuff without a hearing. So,
Okay.
and he's still been doing pretty good.
Okay.
All right, 390-0, prosecution, I'll move that line at 20,000.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
So this next line's gone up a little bit, and we actually broached the subject last year for radar.
Yep,
The increase is $1,500, and that's the cost for us to do the radar trailers, software, and that's a cloud thing. It's like, it
Yeah.
saves all the data, it saves all the photos of the cars,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But we had talked about that last year, that this was an anticipated increase.
after the first year.
After the first year.
Yep,
So that's what it is. So we're asking that to go up $1,500.
yep. For the annual maintenance, yeah, okay.
We'll make up for it later on.
Okay, so line 390-1 radar, move that line at 2,300.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
You're lucky Dennis isn't.
Yeah, no kidding.
He'll come and say, hey, where you at in the budget? Say, hey, sign on the dotted line. You're all
So
set.
radio maintenance, which was a good thing to have this year, we had to have all the radios reset again, because county had changed all their transmitting and everything, and it was a good thing we actually had the money set aside. The radios have actually been way better, probably the last month. We also did a little bit of research changing antennas on a lot of the cruisers, you'll notice, which you see drive around, they're really tall now.
Yeah,
We switched back to, it's weird, it's like everything old is new, right? So we went back to these giant antennas that they used to have back in the
yeah,
80s, and they weren't great.
Really?
That's why they have them, you know, but, who knows, you know?
Yeah.
So, we're gonna have to keep that level funded. Right now, we got the radio situation totally working well. So
Yeah.
we wanna keep the same program we have, we keep adding in a couple portables every year, get rid of some of the old ones, we keep rotating, you know, rotate them through.
you still have blind spots on Pingree Hill and 28 bypass?
20 bypass,
Yeah.
Exit 2.
exit 2,
Oh.
right at Miles.
Yeah.
Tower Hill and Old Canyon.
Even though the county changed their radio stuff?
They're better, but, and they go through quicker, it's small.
Okay,
But yeah, those ones are not a problem.
Yeah.
okay.
Question? Nope.
Okay, 3902, radio maintenance, I'll move that line to 5,000.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Training is, we wanna keep that level funded, we used most of it this year, we have a couple of those newer officers that we really wanna get trained up on all their stuff, so we're gonna keep that level funded at 45.
You know more training's coming.
Oh, yeah. That is-
Definitely, it's gonna be, yeah, so, all right, so 390-4 training, I'll move that line at 4550.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
So photography, that's where we had that note about the body cams, but we already talked about them.
Yeah,
One of our original plans was to ask for it for next year's budget, but I think I'd rather do it this year so we don't have to.
Yeah.
If that does change,
we'll
you
be
know,
back.
after we talk to Selectmen, we'll come back and talk to you guys about it in November. So-
Well, you have, yeah, so you'll have another month, so between now and then you'll get a feel for what they're
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, what that thing.
And that's assuming we're 40 over, and they'll
Yeah.
take that out of the 40 and
That's
still
what
have
I'll-
15, 16,000.
Yeah, so in November, we'll update you.
Under
on
budget.
What's going on.
Okay,
But, regular photography stuff is pays for the batteries and the little thumb drives and all that
Mhm.
stuff, we're looking to keep that the same at $300.
okay.
You ready?
So 390-4 photography, I'll move that line at 300.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Public relations, which covers our LEADS program, which is the school, the DARE replacement thing, our coffee with the cops, and our cost for child advocacy center, and we wanna keep that the same at 3,500.
Okay, so 391-0 public relations, I'll move that line at 3,500.
And I'll second that.
In favor?
Aye.
Hey, plant costs, reduced
Yeah, so
800,
we're down
okay.
$100.
Cute,
What was it?
a pod.
Oh, yeah, this is because of Keith. So plant costs are down because we got rid of one of our pods. It's
Oh.
$70 a month, I guess.
All right, so that was 845.
So we're gonna look to reduce that $800 from
All right.
7,800 to 7,000.
All right,
All right.
any questions?
Yeah,
Five,
I'm gonna put a big question mark on that one, because McCarthy didn't see that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, there was another negative too here, so
Yeah.
$400.
there's one 400 of uniforms.
Yeah.
Everything else has been level. Oh, 1,500 more on the rate, but at the end of the whole story, when you get to the last page, I think they're down for the year.
Yeah.
So it's good. So, okay, so where were we?
That was the
Plant
plant
cost.
Plant
Yeah,
cost.
560-1 plant cost, move that at $7,000.
Second.
All in favor? Okay.
And you'll notice too, see how we're already at a negative remaining balance going
Yeah.
over? Well, there's still a little bit of CARES Act money.
Stuff.
Oh,
That-
We did go over, this, so you guys know, we went over on some of the equipment stuff, we did get a lot of reimbursement, we bought a lot more stuff, and went through a lot more disposable stuff than we normally would have, and cleaning stuff,
Yeah.
gloves, really, it goes fast.
yeah.
But, just if you see a negative why we're over the balance on some of this stuff, that's why.
Okay.
Mhm.
The guys been doing a fantastic job though with the thing, and I'd rather be safe.
You gotta be cautious, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather be safe.
Yeah, you're 35 over, but really, when you look at all the others, it's only those, you got one here, two here, yeah, two so far, okay.
Yeah, so like police equipment's the kind of the same thing, that's a lot of the, equipment the guys have on their belt.
Mhm.
So, and it would include gloves and all that other stuff.
You got
We're over on that line, but we wanna keep it level funded, we're expecting that to stabilize out as this whole, COVID thing winds down.
Yeah.
We're hoping.
We're hoping,
Okay.
we all are.
Any questions?
Nope.
All right, line 610-1, police equipment, I'll move that line at 6,000.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay,
Office equipment, well, that's for the cleaner, or for the copier, right?
Yeah.
The copier is our biggest cost, and that is on lease, right?
Yeah.
Lease and the maintenance stuff, so we're gonna keep that level funded at 2,000.
okay. 610-2, office equipment, I'll move that line at 2,000.
I'll second.
Okay, in favor?
And postage,
Postage,
which is us mailing stuff to the state, we have to mail like ALS notices and everything else.
been $600 for 10 years.
Yeah.
I'll move a line 630-1 postage for $600.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
And subscriptions is increase of 100, whoa, what was that, for Chip's little,
Yes, leads online, we're up.
leads online is our biggest expense there, but it's our biggest thing that actually catches stuff, it really works pretty good.
yeah,
It went up $100, so the rest of the publications are all stay the same,
Mhm.
most of those are all pretty much required. But that one, the leads online went up $100.
Chip, now that leads, huh, you've solved a few cases with
Oh,
that.
sure, yeah.
And that's people going to pawn shops and somehow or other leads identifies a piece of equipment or something that was stolen and brings it to your attention, or,
Yeah, and if they're not, if the shops in Manchester aren't participating in that particular one, there's another one that I can use that covers the gaps.
Oh, yeah.
That goes into Massachusetts and stuff,
Yeah,
so.
so we've gotten some other, they cover scrap and stuff too now, so it's like,
Yeah,
they
it's pretty
they're
good.
selling stuff, or they steal.
yeah.
Yes.
Callan converters.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm just gonna say convergence, yeah.
They
Exactly
will go
right.
out in that car, start out,
There you go.
okay, all set?
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay, 640-1 subscriptions, I'll move that line at $4,100.
Second that.
Okay.
Okay.
Firearms,
Yeah.
we're looking to keep that level, we're still continuing, we bought 2 tasers this year, the newer guys, the 2 new officers, but we're continuing to replace, we still have, I think, a couple of older ones that we use, the part-time officers use, but we always are rotating them, just like we did the portables, and ammunition is gone up, and it's hard to find right
It's
now.
hard to find.
But we're gonna keep, we wanna ask level funded, so it's 5,800.
And you got new revolvers, right, not too long ago, or has it already been a few years?
That's coming, it's semi-autos, yeah. a couple-
Yeah.
Yeah, the revolvers went out with,
Yeah.
a couple years ago, Dave, yeah.
John Wayne.
Okay,
2000, it was 2018? That was 3 years ago.
6 shooter.
yeah,
Yeah, 2 years ago.
all right, any questions?
No.
All right, line 660-1 firearms, I'll move that line to 5,800.
Second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, police supplies,
Police supplies is like our disposable stuff for evidence, stuff we use for evidence collection and fingerprint cards and all that stuff. We're asking to keep it level at 2250. There's still 1,000 in there, but we'll buy the stuff at the
Yep.
end of the year to
Okay.
restock
Alright.
the stuff we've used.
line 660-2 police supplies, I'll move that line at 2250.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Great.
And the canine supplies has been the same, again, since we've had the dog, that covers all the health care stuff, and again, there's still 1,000 in there, but it'll buy as replacement equipment at the end of the year, so you
Yep.
can use up the 3,000.
Yeah, it's been 3,000 since we got the dog.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, line 660-3 canine supplies, I'll move that line to 3,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, in favor? All right.
Uh,
Well, the commissioner's budget, $100.
$100. We'll look to keep it level, like, for whatever reason that was in there, when they
Yeah.
started this, and it's, I think you've used it a couple times or something.
Couple times, yeah.
For award.
A plaque or something, we got one, so. All right, so I'll move line 710-1 commissioners to $100.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Office supplies is all the paper and pens and everything else, and, again, we're looking to keep that level funded at 2250. There's still 1,000 again left in there, but they'll buy a lot of supplies towards the end of the year to restock all the stuff we've used up.
Question?
No.
670-1 office supplies, I'll move that line at 2250.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Advertising, we would like to keep that level funded at 200. We've used it before for the leader for jobs and stuff like that, and notifications of events and stuff.
I'll move line 680-1 advertising for 200.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay.
Other contingencies, so that we actually use usually if we have some big disaster going on, and guys are here for more than 24 hours, we might buy food for everybody.
Yeah, like if the state police were hanging out here and investigating a
Major
case,
crime or
yeah.
something. Normally we would use it up by the end of the year, we're just gonna keep it at 200, so
Yeah.
good.
All right, I'll move line 690-1, other contingencies for 200.
So, second that. Okay, police cruisers, this one's got a little, do they have this little breakdown thing, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so, last year we got the cruisers really late. We ordered them, we had a hard time finding them. We ended up buying them down in Mass, right? Is that one of them? One of them we ended up buying down in Massachusetts, somebody's Cape somewhere.
Yeah, Plymouth.
Where was it, Plymouth?
Yep.
Yeah, in Plymouth.
Oh, you couldn't get it from,
No, they gave it away
Irwin?
to sell the thing. It was a disaster, because everybody was trying to get these cars before the change of the shapes of them.
yeah, they're gonna change them again, so.
Yeah, so we ended up getting both the cars later, which was good and bad. It was bad because it took us so long to get them going, but it was good because now the mileage was kind of down on a lot of the cars. The cars were all in really pretty good shape. We have one car, I think it's like the high 70s, like 78 or something like that.
Yeah, so that would be the one that would go if you get a new cruiser on that.
Right, so instead of, our original plan from last year was to get 2 cruisers again, but we don't think we need them. So we wanna cut it to one cruiser. But in order not to get behind our plan, thinking we might need 2 next year, we're looking to make, right, we're looking to make 1 payment or 2?
Get a new cruiser, but pay for
We
it.
wanna pay for it outright. So instead of making 2 payments, right, we make 2 payments at $18,000 only, one next year, one the year after. We wanna just buy it outright. So now
38
we don't
grand.
have that next payment the next year.
Yeah,
You know, does that make sense? You're not having an extra
Right.
18,000 added to the budget next year. We still have 1 lease payment from this year,
Yeah.
next year, so that's 18,000.
and then if you get one cruiser, it's 13 grand for one cruiser, that
It's
just makes me
36,
sick.
it'd be 36,
Wow.
but the equipment, right, is 13.
Huh, that's
So-
amazing.
That would leave us a total of 67, you got here, you have 69. So Oka's 38.
69, yeah.
So it's
38, 56, 60, 69, yeah.
Right, which is still less than last year, what we got, because we're able to,
You're getting one cruiser this year, and last year you were budgeted for 2.
we got 2.
So you're looking at a 74.5
Right,
line item last year, and you're going down to 69, but we're gonna pay for 1 in cash, which is gonna be nice,
right,
and pay the second last payment on the lease on the one we just got.
right. Our plan is not to add, we wanna have a combination of like 4 payments between car setups and cars. No more than that, so like 2 payments on the new car.
Yeah.
1 payment on an old car, 1 set of equipment, so that'd be 4 payments.
4 things, yeah.
If we can do that next year, it keeps us at 4 things for the next 2 years after that.
Yeah.
And it kinda keeps the cost the same under, or else it would've spiked up an extra like 18,000 bucks, right?
That's
So
right.
It would've gone up from 69 to another 18 of that. And we wanna try to avoid that. So that's what our reasoning is for it.
I mean, either way you cut it. The town could say, well, we'll make 2 payments in 19, 38, as opposed to 38. Either way, you're still gonna make the payment, so. Be
Right,
nice
but
to
we're
get it
trying
out of the
not
way.
to, we're trying not to impact the taxes in 1 year.
Correct,
We're trying to
so-
spread it out a little bit.
Yep.
So it keeps.
And you're reducing that line item by $5,500.
Right,
And not having debt for the second year.
for the second year.
Yeah.
Right, so that gets us in a good position for 2022, if we
Yep.
need 2 cars, it still wouldn't raise the.
That's right, you'd still be in the mid-70s,
Right.
or maybe higher than by
Looking
then.
at 2 car payments, 2 new cars, we only make 1 payment on each of them, and 2 sets of equipment, it would be 62,000 the next year.
Then next year, yeah, so you need 2 sets of equipment, right?
And then the next year after that, you have 2 payments on those cars, 1 or 2 new payments, and then 1 set of equipment, and that's 67. So it keeps everything below that 70. It
Yep.
actually will be lower than what we paid this year for the next 3 years.
I'm sure the budget committee,
Oh, that'll be great.
chairman of the select board will have,
Yeah,
how are those cruises? Now, I've heard a couple of your officers not really liking them.
They're big, they're wide, they're almost like a little Humvee, right? Like, that's how wide they are, they went, added in like 11 inches or something for the width, the width of
they
them.
made them wider.
They made them wider, maybe to keep from
They were
rolling.
complaining about the transmissions and stuff, and this and that, this was,
Now, does that have a 7-speed automatic, do you know, or does it
I don't
got?
know, I think they have changed the transmission so you can't have super acceleration, right? That's the idea.
oh, that's what it probably
Yeah, that's
is.
the idea.
Everybody, cause one of them said, I went to go tromp on it, nothing there,
Yeah,
and that's.
No, but it's probably made that way, so you don't,
That's
because.
something
Save
I
gas, save gas is all.
Yeah. On the same plan, though, you might be hearing next year about these hybrid ones, that's the big thing now. And
Yeah.
when it goes to that, they switch or shut off, you hear, they see them at the drive, when people pick up their kids. You pull up and when you stop, the engine shuts off.
Yeah,
Everything's doing that now,
Yeah.
even the GMC
Yeah.
pickups are doing
and
that
it
now.
kinda shuts off, it runs only on 2 cylinders or something.
It shuts right
Some
off.
go right off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh, yeah.
the most
License
weird
pickup
thing.
shuts right
They make
off.
absolutely no noise, you're like, that's pretty.
Yeah.
But, I think you're gonna be seeing that.
Yeah.
Not this next year, come with the year after.
They'll come with an all-electric cruiser down the road, you watch.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
And you won't have gas, no fuel,
Yeah.
and no oil changes. I mean, if it's electric, they go with electric
There'll be
motors.
something there.
Yeah,
Alright,
Okay, but it gets us down, 5,500 on that line, and still accomplishes what we wanna do, get one cruiser, make the payment on the one from last year, and get one set of equipment.
alright, yeah, let's,
okay, I'm gonna make a motion, line 700-1, police cruisers, I'm gonna move that line at 69,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? All right,
Motorcycle, so we wanna try to keep the cost the same. We probably wanna, what we're trying to plan on, we're trying to work with Harley, with they eliminating some of the lease programs, and so Concord got bought out, I guess, by Manchester. Manchester's taken over the whole state, really, pretty much.
yeah,
We wanna purchase the motorcycle, so we don't have to keep paying for it every year, when we're not getting a ton of, mileage on it. You said a comment about, oh, we'd have it for 10 years, well, that's something I think we wanna do.
Houses don't lose their value,
Right,
so.
well, if we buy it, we can keep it for 10 years,
Right.
and we don't have to keep paying, make payments on it.
do we get a new one every year or every other year?
We were getting one every year.
Every year,
because
that's what I
I
thought.
think what Harley was doing is they wanted to resell that. There was more value to them they only could get those motorcycles if they're selling them to the police department. They couldn't get police
Oh.
package bikes, right? So the only way they could get them to sell them to a regular person is to lease them to
They
a
lease
police
them?
station for 1 year.
Yep.
And then sell them when you return it. So that's why we were getting a very good rate on the lease.
Yep,
But they're getting away from that now. So we're trying to work with them where we would make payments for maybe the next 3 years of 3,500, then we'd own it. And then we wouldn't have to pay anymore. We do like $100, whatever the maintenance is a year for.
now what's it gonna cost you to buy, would you buy that bike there? Would you buy
Yeah,
that
we'll just
one?
keep the same one. It
Yeah.
only has, 800 miles on
900
it.
miles on it.
And if we kept that for 10 years, then you don't have to pay for it for 10 years.
Yeah.
And you get some value out of it, you get your money out of it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you'd be good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the idea, which you actually had a good idea. That's what I think.
Oh,
we're
no,
doing.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I like that idea.
So that's kind of the plan. We have to work with Harley, but for right now, it looks like that will probably occur, that we can enter into some kind of purchase.
When you gonna
plan.
have it, you're gonna work on this deal with Harley between now and our next meeting, or?
Callan's supposed to talk to them, right?
Yeah.
So we will know more again by next
Okay.
meeting, but that's what
I
we're
mean, in
gonna.
one way, I was thinking, when I looked at the mileage and everything, I was thinking maybe, hey, get the cameras instead and forget the bike. You ever wanna go back to it, you can at any time, and just go lease it.
We could, if they even offer the leases anymore, which they may not, they may require you to purchase.
Well, they've been
them.
all right along, so you
Yeah.
have to, I'm just saying, if you want to save $3,500, there is a chance you could there, but depends on how important it is. But-
See how it goes.
Yeah, well, listen, we can bring back some more information to you guys when we find out what's going on. But right now, we're asking for a state level fund.
Okay.
Okay, should we hold that until you come back with us, or you'll change your deal if you can buy it, or what do you wanna do with this? You want us to approve this?
Yeah.
And then if you wanna change it, you'll come back to us and tell, hey, they did this, and
Yeah.
we can negate this and bring in something else?
Sure.
Okay, all right, then I'm gonna, you all set?
Yeah.
Okay, so, line 700-2 motorcycle, I'm gonna move that line at 3,500.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Cruiser maintenance, 10,550, we're looking to keep that level. Biggest cost really is the tires too, now they changed that too, so you have two different size.
Two different, yeah, so you're about to do that now, put your winter tires on.
Yeah.
You got rims and tires all over the place
Yeah,
here.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're filling up that whole part.
You get the guy that comes right over to the station and does it
We
right
have a new
there.
guy coming, that guy's out of business. Like
No, but somebody else comes,
Yep, somebody.
same idea,
Same idea.
you don't have to keep shagging it down to the tire
We'll
place.
have to buy, 8 new snow tires for those new cars this year,
Mhm.
so that'll spend up the rest of the
All
money.
right.
Okay.
All right, 710-1 cruiser maintenance, I'll move that line at 10,550.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Hey, cruiser fuel, that's a good one, circle that one for Dennis, right there.
See, he was right.
Yeah, Dennis was correct, I guess.
It was close. He wanted to.
Hey, it didn't look good for a while this year, oil was going up,
Yeah,
But it ended up staying,
Yeah.
kind of staying
yeah.
pretty stable. We've been done well, there was a while we weren't doing a lot of different, stuff because of the COVID thing too as well, we weren't having as many citizen contacts and stuff. So it's down a little bit. We're looking to reduce it by 2,500 and would be, take another look at it the next year if it continue to go down. But, and plus who knows, if we do the hybrid cars, maybe you don't need as much fuel.
Yeah.
Who knows,
They're
I don't know how efficient that makes them, I don't
yeah.
know.
We may wanna at least try one of those hybrids,
Yeah.
down the road, you know.
Right, so we're asking, to reduce that by 2,500 to 22.
He's gonna be
Yeah.
720-1 cruiser fuel, I'll move that line at 22.5.
And I'll second that.
In favor? So the budget looks like, since we approved everything, it didn't cut you on anything,
Yeah,
it looks like right now you're $7,600 lower than last year's budget.
right,
And that's with the cruiser, paying cash for the cruiser, outfitting one, and having no payment next year.
that's
That's
it.
good, that's good.
That's a good job, so that includes that, but does not include the cameras, but that would be out of your 40,000 or so surplus, this would come out, hopefully, and we'll see how that goes.
Right,
That would work, that would be nice.
that would be nice,
Why-
then you don't have it waiting or hanging over you,
Let me just text Dennis and see where he's at.
Tell me you didn't need it.
I know, I was thinking, I hope he doesn't
If
answer.
he doesn't come, we can approve it.
I got one of these little gizmos, my daughter bought me, just, we got no truck.
Car three's out, pizza.
Oh, right there, yeah.
Car three doesn't make any much either. That's sitting on the details, right?
Do these cameras stay on you, or, so you don't take them off and put them on your dash if you're, something
No,
like
because
that?
different companies offer different mounting options. So one of the vendors has a specific thing where if you're interested in charging it while you're not doing anything, you could stick it in a charging cradle, next to the laptop or whatever. Some agencies use them to get an overall view, but I've been finding that something that does a lot of things won't do a particular thing particularly well.
Right.
So we're looking at just having body
Samples better
cams.
for, just.
Right, I agree, yes, that's right.
So, and
I think this is gonna be great.
it's one of my little things is I've been checking to see where they're made, and the ones that the guys like a lot, they're made in Sweden of all places.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they don't have any whistles pointing at us.
Yeah, like, we're talking to some state police guys, hey,
Watch, that's.
they're gonna have to be able to download their stuff from their car, because some of them never go to the barracks.
Oh, they
Right,
take
if
the
you
cars
live-
home?
Yeah, if you live in,
Yeah, or-
Treby somewhere, you just don't go to the barracks, how you gonna download your stuff? So they're gonna have somehow a station on their computers that sends it in. So they'll have to do the cloud thing, they're gonna have, there's no choice.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them, they'll probably mix the
It'd be crazy.
fishing game and all of them together.
Oh,
Yeah, and they'll get the low bid ones, so they
Yeah.
won't be probably particularly good at any.
Yeah.
The Portsmouth proposal was like $3 million, wasn't that so crazy?
All right, well, this is Dennis. He's still stuck in his meeting, so I'm just telling him, see you next month.
Home. You go by.
All right,
Alright.
you wanna do these motions?
I don't care.
All right,
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
she's got it all there, what we're gonna do, they all stay at the same,
Presently.
they all stay at the same labor grade, but if they're presently this, they're going up one, so if it says 13 there, they're going 14.
Okay, so. Okay, this is, the review for Anita Lombardo, presently at a labor grade 8, step 13. So we want to promote her, is that right? How do you promote her
First, we wanna
to?
move her to
Move.
814.
814, move her to labor grade 8, step 14.
Yep, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'll take it from here and I'll wrap it up.
Right, do we wanna talk about her promotion thing as well, or you wanna do that at the end?
Oh,
We gotta talk about that too, that's right.
yes.
So, okay, so let's keep Anita on the table here. So, okay, so, I'm gonna make a motion that we promote Anita Lombardo to Master Lombardo,
Yep.
to Master Patrolman. And in that case, she would go from a labor grade 8 to a labor grade 11, and she would be step 9 in that new labor grade. If she's hired as a Master Patrolman, and I make a motion that we do that.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, so approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now you just look right.
Yeah, I was just looking at his, for his, okay. All right, Calvin Capos is the next one,
Okay.
presently at a labor grade, 11, step 8. He's got
So he's gonna go to step 9.
gonna, go to a labor grade 11, step 9,
Yep, and I'll second that.
for satisfactory,
All in
review.
favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Never did this Dennis over thing, so,
I have Dennis do this all the time,
Yeah.
we're a little rusty at it.
yeah.
By the time you get to the last one, you'll be good.
Yeah, that's coming in March.
Usually I go this way, now I'm going that way.
Okay, what is Geraldine? She's a labor grade 4?
She's just gonna, what she does, she's gonna get a merit increase of 2% because she's maxed out on her steps.
Exactly.
So we kindly give her a 2%,
Okay,
okay?
all right.
You make a
So,
motion to
I'll
that?
make a motion to that.
Okay, and I'll second it.
All right. Aye.
All right.
Is that Jason IMTO?
Jason Teal. Labor grade 6, step 7, satisfactory review. I was looking at it here, I was looking at his. So we're gonna increase him to a labor grade 6, step 8.
Yes, and I'll second that. In favor? Okay. Okay, so all your 4 evaluations have been done.
Great.
Anita's been promoted. You got the signed minutes. Anybody get anything before the board before I adjourn? Okay, gonna make a motion to adjourn at 7:53 PM.
I'll second that.
Okay, have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Dennis is the one that drives out these meetings, isn't he?